Price to Jazz coming in once again from Factorio Outpost. All right, I've done a lot of work since the last transmission. We expanded out our iron production, right, which moved things. Oh, a little bit of a lag there. We moved things over here. I have extended this out a little bit further. I want to make a couple of clarifications because I know that I've made a few mistakes in the things that I've said. First of all, a lot of people have pointed this out to me, and I already was aware of it. I just didn't think to use it in this context, but it makes a whole bunch of sense. Boom, hit Alt, and it shows all the little things, gives you an awareness of what's going on in each of these things. Very useful when trying to explain what's going on here. So hopefully now I'm just going to stand here really quickly. You guys can, if you want, you can pause the video and look at each of these things so you can see my process if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, another thing, I talked about the fast belts, and I know that it doesn't increase the production of these things, the speed at which these things move. The reason that I like the fast belts is that eventually you hit a point where it's not that you can't produce fast enough, but that the surface area essentially is being taken up too quickly. So let's say I had so many of these things running along this belt and on this other side, and they were pulling off so quickly and producing things so fast that the iron just couldn't move fast enough to get to where it needs to go. I've found that in higher levels of this game that tends to be the case, that sometimes you need to be able to do that. So that's why I'm doing that, but I totally understand the logic behind not doing that. That's just kind of my solution to that. Okay. I've ramped up coal production. I felt like we needed some more, and this has also made me think that we need to do some stuff about where we get our fuel from in the future. So that's another thing that we're going to be dealing with today, right as we finish bullet shooting speed 2. All right, we are going to research oil processing, which I had talked about last time, and this is really what I would like to get into if we have time today. Another thing, you'll see this automatic machine here. I have a chest full of bullets coming down the pipe because I want to make sure that I have plenty of ammo for all of my guns as need be, as the case comes along and as I need to make more. I expanded out our power processing even further, so we now have 3 of these running. I think the reasoning for that was just like I was noticing that I was kind of nearing that edge when all my research factories light up and whatnot. What else? Oh, I was wrong in what I called these things. I called them electric furnaces. They're not electric furnaces. They're steel furnaces. Steel furnaces are not powered by electricity. They are merely more efficient, faster versions of the coal furnaces. Electric furnaces come further down the line, and I've made this mistake in the past before. It's a common thing to be like, oh yeah, that's the upgraded one. It's going to use power, right? Because everything else uses power. Nope, I was wrong. But they are more efficient, so the coal does last quite a bit longer in them. Here I have made my furnace that's automatically pulling off steel, so I've got some steel production going on because at this point we do need quite a bit of it. And I have finished out this wall and put a ton of turrets over here, and I extended another wall over here. I know I had talked about wanting to extend the wall up around this way so that I could make sure that stuff was within my borders, but I realized that I'm doing fine on iron and copper within the borders now, and I can always expand that later, and so I felt like just kind of being a little more compact in that part of the base so I don't have to be constantly running up there to deal with those kinds of problems. Lastly, I have got my wall maker back up and running, as well as just my brick maker, because like I said, I know I need the bricks for the steel furnaces and other kinds of ingredients, so I wanted to have a little bit of both. So that's what we're doing here. So we're still slowly building up more walls. I'm going to let that run for a while, and what we will do then is we will finish out this wall, I think, and so we'll be expanding into this region with a lot of our constructions. All right, so with that, that's the update on what has been changed. I don't think I've done much else. I've made another one of these. I don't know if that was on my last transmission, but I did make another iron wheel producer. And so now, as you can see, my belts are all totally full, so now the only thing that's slowing us down are the speeds of these things. So actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build a heck of a lot of fast inserters, and I'm going to replace all these inserters with fast ones. It's going to help me minutely, like just the smallest amount. It's going to make things go faster. Oh, and I will also 1, 2, 3. I will replace all these with the second level assembling machines, because that will allow for them to be producing faster, which is something I want. But I will go ahead and cut out this transmission, and I will come back once oil processing is finished, once I've made these few small adjustments that I just talked about. Oh, last thing. I got this gun. I've had it for a while. I also got a shotgun. I don't have any shotgun shells yet, but I got a better gun. Really easy to make once you upgrade to it. It's just something that I did, and I didn't realize that I didn't comment on it. So yes, I have a fancy new gun. So assembly machines will be upgraded, and fast inserters as well. But with that, price out. I will see you on the next transmission. All right, Price to Jazz coming in with another transmission. So we have just finished the fluid handling, which is like the second level of the oil processing thing that we needed to move forward. So I'm going to go ahead and start building a couple of storage tanks. Let's build maybe 2 of those. And we're going to build a heck of a lot of pipes. Let's build 5 of those. And then a bunch of these just for having around. So, to start with, I should probably have another pump jack. What do you take? You're going to take up all my pipes. That's fine. So the way that oil works, and it's been a while since I've done this. I'm not exactly 100% on all of these things. But what we are going to be doing is, these are all really rich oil spots that we have right here. Quite a lot, which is wonderful. So it means that we won't have to worry too much about moving out of this area. And it looks like, if I look at the map, that this pink, I think that usually indicates oil. And so let's check over here. Where are you? I see pink. Oh, yep, there we go. I see several oil chunks in here. So we've definitely got oil reserves, which is wonderful. Oil is useful for a lot of things. We're currently researching sulfur processing. Oh, and I have some things to attend to with fueling. But we're currently lost my train of thought. We're researching sulfur processing because sulfur processing is necessary for a lot of things, mainly batteries. And a big thing about batteries is they are ingredients in the blue science packs. Outside of that, batteries are necessary for a lot of really nice high-tier research that we're going to be wanting to do. And so we definitely want to get on that. So that is what we're going into next. So we're going to get the oil processing going, and essentially for now all we're going to be doing is storing up the oil for future use, probably in the next episode, once I have the batteries research, the sulfur processing, all of that stuff. That's when we'll probably start using it. And so what you do with oil, let's go ahead and start getting some oil out here. I guess let's just go with this one. It's an easy one to go for. We're going to have to power it up, but I'm also going to need I could just link up the tank there, but obviously I want to kind of, give myself some room. So I think what we will do, where are my pipe to grounds? Let's, think this through. At least give ourselves a space to move around things. And then let's, we'll put that there for now. And then this is really cool setup that you can do where you can essentially put like 4 of these next to each other, and they'll just kind of fill each other up, giving you more space. But I'm going to go ahead and just do that. And then let's get some power out here. Do we have any more big power poles? Yes, we do. Can't quite. Yes, there we go. Okay, so now this is going to start pumping oil into here, which means we now have usable crude oil. Oil, then, what you end up doing is you take the chemical plants, okay, and I'm going to put this down, but again, like I said, I'm not going to really be doing anything with it at the moment. I just want to show it off to you, and then we will later on begin the actual processing part of this, because I don't have much of a use for the specific ingredients yet. Maybe I'll set one up to start producing, I don't know, not solid fuel, but lubricant or heavy oil or any of those other things. So like basic oil processing would be really useful. So I need my oil refinery is something that I do actually want to start using right away. So the chemical plant lets you create complex chemicals. The processing plant allows you to take essentially oil, and I think you also need to pump in water for some things, but maybe it is just oil for now. And that allows you to process out these 3 other products. All right, so that's why we have these 3 pipes out. So I'm actually going to make 3 more storage tanks. Well, we'll leave that. Okay, we're going to make 3 more storage tanks, and we're going to get this thing set up for basic oil processing. So I think what we want is we're going to want the oil actually right here, or the refinery rather, because that keeps it kind of in a nice central location, and no matter where we extend out from in this region out here, we will still be able to access this stuff. Oh, although we're going to need it for all kinds of stuff. Let's put it up here. This will be oil land. Okay, so what we're going to do is pipe to grounds. Come on. Now get closer. All right. All right, like that. And do the same thing here, and we're going to need some more pipes because of the actual distance for this stuff that it needs to travel. So we'll put our oil, nope, not refinery, chemical plant. Come on, man, come on, you can do it, come on. Why you not, there you go. Okay, and like I said, I think I might have to put water in there, but we'll find out when it tells me what I need to do. It might be the kind of thing where for now I don't, but when I get into like complex oil processing, maybe I do. But we shall see. And we're going to set that to basic oil processing. So yeah, you see oil in both. And then we get out these 3 different types of ingredients. That's why we want our 3 different storage tanks. Where did those go? So I could just have it pump straight into it. But again, it's always smart to kind of future focus. So let's move one out, let's say to here. Will be one. Give ourselves some room for the next. And come on, kill that thing. All right. And then we'll do this one. As long as there's space to move around, I'm cool with it. So if we have these 3 different sets, then that, let's move this one over. That will give us these things to work off of, which is great because it'll allow us to spread this stuff around to whatever other machines we need. And again, we could push upward if we have to. I'm not married to this wall being here. It's just our kind of current way of dealing with this. So let's build a bunch more pipes, because we do need to get this stuff around. Boop, 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 boop. They don't take too long to make. So let's start with you here. And as long as I can get, oh, we got our sulfur processing done. That's wonderful. Let's work towards batteries, because then we can unlock Science Pack 3s and batteries. Like I said, those are very important. And then we'll start going back and getting some of these essentially lower level techs that we've been neglecting in order to move towards this direction. So like I said, normally I leave my pipe to grounds, but here is fine because I will be able to get in and out of here. This one's going to be a pipe to ground because I would like to be able to move like that. That's cool. And I think that's not going to work. Okay, that's fine. We will still leave it here because we can always come up and around. And huzzah! All right. So the last thing we should have to do then is hook this up with power. Yes! And there we have it. We are processing oil. This is wonderful. So now we're going to be getting all of these 3 different types of ingredients, which are crucial in this. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this down here again so we can look at it. In using this chemical plant to create things like sulfur, like lubricant, like solid fuels, which can be an alternative to coal in the future, which we might need. We might end up needing that kind of stuff in the future. This guy's refilling back up, so that's why this is going. But it can be a useful fuel to have. And obviously, look at our performance now. You can see that with all the lights and with all the oil processing going on, suddenly our usage has jumped way up. So we do really need to be thinking about what we're going to be doing about power in the near future. We don't want to be expanding our oil production too much more. We might need to focus on power. So I think that what we might end up doing is we might get into that battery processing and a couple of other little things with sulfur and whatnot, so that we can work towards those blue science packs, getting those high-level researches. Oh, look at these belts, totally full. We got to build fast inserters everywhere. But that's going to give us some good things to work towards. And then I think the big thing next is just going to be working on that infrastructure. We're good on research into future technologies for now. Maybe we'll get solar technology or something like that, because you can get these substations that allow you to store up a lot of energy. And so those are great for when you want to switch to laser turrets. The other issue we're going to have to deal with, and this is what we've been focusing on with all of our bullet production and our wall production, is we're getting a little bit polluted out here. All right, you see this kind of how it's getting a little red? It's because we're producing a lot more pollution, etc. But that means the baddies are going to start getting really angry at us. So another thing that we might want to do is get a where are you? I don't know where it is in here, but it's a solar, it's a radar, this thing. because this will start to essentially open up the map and show us areas outside of our range. So I'm actually going to go ahead and build that and get it starting to run so we can start to see more of the map, see what's around us without having to actually go out there. But yeah, defense, huge issue for us coming up here soon. So that's mainly what we're going to want to be focused on. So let's work towards... Okay, so this is what I was talking about, these accumulators. We definitely want those. Those take batteries, which we're going to be getting out of this, and that's how you store energy for future use. How amazing is that? Having like a backup just in case something breaks down. Really crucial. And all of these things. Right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start upgrading all of our turrets, all of our guns, all those things. I'll get that out of the way. Not going to be a big problem. So, thank you all for listening and watching. It really does help quite a bit. I'm going to get that spaceship. I'm going to get out of here one of these days. I love it. I love building up this stuff. I feel a real attachment to all these things, but I need to get into space. So that's really what our main goal is, right? But we don't want to do it in a stupid way. We want to do it in a smart way. We're always trying to do things so that we've got backup plans and backup plans upon backup plans. All right. Well, with that, I've been Price. Thank you for listening. And be sure to let Jazz and Ash and Rick know that I'm down here. They should send some kind of rescue mission. I doubt that's going to happen. So, with that being said, I will see y'all next time.